Have you ever wondered why the tighter we hold on, the more we suffer? We cling to our jobs, our money, our relationships, and our expectations, as if loosening our grip means losing everything. But the Buddha said, you only lose what you cling to. The paradox is this: freedom doesn't come from adding more, but from learning to let go. The question is, are you willing to try? You wake up, check your phone, and there it is, an avalanche of emails, unanswered messages, and a friend's glamorous vacation post on Instagram. In a split second, your mind spirals. I'm behind. I'm not there yet. I have to push harder. The day slips by in deadlines, comparisons, and self-imposed expectations. And at night, when your head hits the pillow, instead of peace you feel a strange emptiness. We live in a culture that urges us to hold more, achieve more, prove more. But what if real peace isn't about having more? What if it's about the courage to let go? In this video, through the lens of Buddhism, we'll explore why letting go feels so hard, why it's the only path to inner freedom, and most importantly, simple practices you can use today, right in the middle of a busy life, to feel lighter, step by step. Let's begin. Think of the times you mapped everything out perfectly, and one phone call shattered the whole plan. We believe that if we can control every variable, we'll be safe and happy. But life keeps changing, and the tighter we grip, the more exhausted we become. The Buddha taught impermanence. Nothing lasts forever. Seasons turn, people age, and a single email can change your entire day. When we forget impermanence, we fall into the illusion of control, and that illusion breeds anxiety. Maybe you prepared for a big presentation for a week, and the projector died. Or you spent a month planning your finances, only to face a sudden round of layoffs. In a moment, the map in your head dissolves, and you're face to face with uncertainty. It's like squeezing a fistful of sand. The harder you press, the faster it slips away. Total control isn't possible. Psychology shows that when we believe we can control everything, cortisol, the stress hormone, rises. The brain shifts into hypervigilance. Always on guard, always tense. The results? Poor sleep, anxiety, and a constant sense of not enough. This doesn't mean we give up. It means we learn to discern what is mine to do and what is beyond my hands. Releasing the illusion of control, paradoxically, brings relief. If letting go leads to freedom, why do most of us cling until we're burned out? Because it's not your personal failure, it's how the human brain works. We cling to what's familiar because familiar feels safe, even when it hurts. The Buddha called this craving, wanting, grasping, attachment. Craving is the root of suffering. We want more, we fear loss, we resist impermanence. So we cling to our jobs, the people we love, and the image of who we think we must be. Consider your phone habits. You know too much scrolling drains you, yet the moment a notification pings, your hand unlocks the screen on autopilot. You don't truly need another like, but the brain wants the hit. At work, you hold on to a project, a title, a role, not because you love it, but because you're afraid that letting go means you failed. It's like a child clutching an old, torn toy, afraid to release it, even though only an open hand can receive something new. Adults do the same with fears, expectations, and the image we protect in other people's eyes. Psychology calls this the dopamine loop. A small reward, a text, a compliment releases dopamine. It feels good for a moment and trains us to repeat the behavior, even when it doesn't truly serve us. Add FOMO, the fear of missing out, and we cling even harder, scared that letting go means losing something precious. So yes, letting go is hard. It runs against our brain's habits and a culture that feeds those habits. But hard doesn't mean impossible. Once we understand the mechanism, we can train the mind to loosen its grip little by little. What happens when we stop forcing control and allow things to come and go as they are? Letting go isn't avoidance or apathy. It's wakefulness, seeing attachment clearly at its root. Only then can the hand open and the body exhale. The Buddha's 4 noble truths say, life includes suffering. Suffering arises from craving and clinging. When clinging ends, suffering ends. The path to freedom is the Noble Eightfold Path. A life of mindfulness, compassion, and release. In simple terms, suffering isn't caused by circumstances alone, but by the way we hold them. Picture a sleepless night before a deadline. You've prepared well, yet the mind loops through 1,000 what-ifs. It isn't the deadline that steals sleep. It's attachment to a perfect outcome. Like floating in water, the more you thrash, the faster you sink. Relax and the body rises. In Buddhism, letting go is like that, not straining but returning to the natural flow. Modern research on mindfulness shows it reduces rumination, those repetitive negative thought loops. The brain learns to observe rather than react. Cortisol drops. The mind steadies. The tornado of attachment loses its pull. So letting go isn't loss. It's an art of seeing and smiling at impermanence. Bit by bit, the hand opens. In that opening, freedom sprouts. Have you ever felt that no matter how much you achieve, it's never enough? One of our deepest modern attachments is perfectionism. We believe that once we hit the right standard, the ideal job, the ideal body, the ideal family, then we'll finally deserve peace. But perfectionism traps us in comparison, disappointment, and self-criticism. The Buddha taught non-self. The I we polish is a changing bundle of body and mind. If the self isn't fixed, how could there be a fixed, perfect version of you? Letting go of perfection means letting go of the fantasy of a permanent self and meeting yourself with acceptance inside life's constant change. You see it while scrolling LinkedIn or Instagram. Someone younger gets promoted. Someone your age buys a house. An old friend posts a glowing family photo. Instantly the mind whispers, I'm behind. I'm less. I need to push harder. But those are curated snapshots, not the whole truth of their lives. Perfectionism is like trying to paint on the surface of a lake. The more you try, the more the ripples erase it. Instead of enjoying the shimmer, you only feel the frustration of a picture that never stays. Research shows self-compassion. Treating yourself kindly when you fall short builds resilience and lowers anxiety and depression. Perfectionism, on the other hand, is linked to burnout. When we release the need to be the perfect version of ourselves, we make space for truth. Right here, with all our rough edges, we're already whole enough to rest in peace. Peace doesn't come from hitting a standard, but from stepping out of the invisible measuring stick society holds up. Does love mean holding on? Or does love bloom when we give each other freedom? We often confuse love with possession. We grip the people we love, wanting them to behave the way we expect. That grip suffocates love and brings suffering to both sides. Buddhism teaches compassion, a love that doesn't control or demand. To love with letting go is to wish the other person happiness, even when their path isn't exactly what we imagined. It's love that includes freedom, not chains. Think of a parent who controls every detail: school, career, even future partner, in the name of love. The child grows up under heavy pressure, and the emotional distance often widens. Or in romance, when one partner monitors where the other goes, who they talk to, what they post, bond becomes bondage. A butterfly held too tightly loses its wings. Release it and it flies. So it is with love. Only when we loosen our hold can love lift. Psychology speaks of attachment styles. With insecure attachment, we cling, we control, we fear loss. With secure attachment, we love without possession and walk together while giving each other space. Relationships become steadier and healthier. So letting go in relationships isn't apathy or abandonment. It's the deepest form of love. Letting the person you love be who they are, and letting yourself breathe free. That's the ground of a lasting love. Letting go isn't one heroic leap. It's hundreds of tiny steps, repeated in ordinary moments. We imagine letting go as a big event, quitting a job, ending a relationship. In truth, it's built in small actions. We release layers of tension and bits of expectation right where we are. In meditation, the Buddha taught mindfulness. Being fully present in this moment, not carried off by past or future. Every time we return to the breath, we practice letting go, loosening the pull of our thoughts. Letting go isn't losing. It's returning to life as it's actually happening. For example, you're tense while drafting an email to your boss. Instead of typing inside a surge of anger, pause for 3 seconds, breathe, then write. Or at lunch, put the phone away for 5 minutes and taste your food. These small moments are letting go, stepping out of the rush so you can actually live. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack all day. Each time you stop and remove one unnecessary item, the pack gets lighter. By evening, you notice you can walk with ease. That's the power of small practices of release. Studies show daily mindfulness is linked with lower cortisol, better sleep, and stronger focus. A 1-minute habit, like pausing for a slow breath before you reply, can shift your nervous system from stress to steadiness. The brain learns how to downshift into calm. Letting go isn't tomorrow's project. It's a small choice repeated with each breath. Every time you pause, breathe, and return to the present, you're teaching your mind to open and soften. Drop by drop, that becomes an ocean of peace. Here's the paradox. The more we let go, the more we gain. People think letting go means losing power, losing chances, losing those we love. But letting go creates space. Space for peace, clarity, and inner freedom. In Buddhism, emptiness doesn't mean bleak nothingness. It means open possibility. When we're not entangled, we're not bound. In that openness, wisdom, love, and creativity can arise. Think of the afternoon you put your phone away and stayed off social media for a few hours. At first, you felt disconnected. Then you received something else. A quiet afternoon, a half-read book, a deeper conversation with someone you love, or the time you left a job that no longer fit. At first there was a void. Then that space became the doorway to a new path. A cup already full can't receive anything more. Only when some is poured out can it be filled again. Letting go doesn't take away, it makes room for what's next. Psychology points to psychological flexibility, the capacity to accept and adapt, as a key predictor of mental health. Those who can let go, when things are out of their control, tend to be less anxious, less depressed, and recover faster from setbacks. So the paradox of letting go is this: when we stop clinging, we don't lose, we gain. We gain peace, freedom, and the ability to live fully right now. That's the gift of release. Letting go isn't a lofty philosophy. It's a daily practice. If you plant small pauses into your busy schedule, pressure lightens and the mind settles. Try this simple routine, just a few minutes a day, to practice release in modern life. Morning, 3 breaths to begin. When you wake, sit for 1 minute. A hand on your belly, inhale slowly, exhale gently, 3 times. A whisper inwardly, "Today, I choose release over resistance." Set the tone of lightness for your day. At work, pause before each email. Before a tough email or tense meeting, stop for 5 seconds. Breathe. Scan your body, shoulders, jaw, chest. Soften. Then write. This brief pause moves you from reactivity to clarity. Midday mindful lunch. Spend at least 5 minutes eating without your phone or laptop. And notice flavor, color, texture. When the mind runs to work, kindly return to the bite in your mouth. Let go of multitasking. Nourish body and mind. Afternoon, trade the scroll for gratitude. When you feel the urge to open social media, first write down 3 things you're grateful for. As simple as, a coworker smiled at me. That coffee was great. I have the health to do my work. Gratitude is a form of letting go, releasing comparison, and coming home to what's here. Evening, a self-compassion ritual. Before bed, hand over heart, eyes closed. Say softly, "It's okay. I did my best today. I allow myself to rest." Feel the warmth of your hand like an embrace. Let go of perfection and self-criticism, and sleep in gentleness. Before sleep, 5-step walking meditation. Walk slowly in your room, 1 breath per step. Silently note, Step 1, I soften. Step 2, I release. Step 3, I smile. After 5 steps, pause, palms together, and feel gratitude for the day. This loosens leftover worry and settles the mind for rest. Research suggests a mindfulness and gratitude practices lower cortisol. Self-compassion at night improves sleep quality. Daily mindfulness supports healthy serotonin levels. You don't need to change your whole life at once. Plant small pauses, One mindful breath, one moment of gratitude. Over time you'll see, freedom isn't far away, it lives in simple daily choices. We began with a simple truth. Clinging creates suffering. When we try to control everything, polish a perfect self, hold people as possessions, or drown in comparison, we wrap our lives in invisible rope. Step by step we learn. Letting go isn't defeat. It's the courage to admit we can't hold it all. And in that soft release, a new space opens, where the mind can breathe and the heart can bloom. Deadlines, bills, social media, they'll still be there. But our way of showing up is different. Rather than being dragged down, we learn to walk lightly alongside them. Like a candle in the dark, peace is already within you. Shield it from the winds of worry, and it shines. Remember, freedom isn't a destination. It's a way of being in each moment. Every breath of release today opens a door to a quieter tomorrow. If these minutes brought you a little peace, let it ripple outward. Subscribe to Buddhism, Wisdom, Spirituality. Tap like, and share this with a friend. Sometimes one mindful breath can rescue an entire day, and you might be the one who offers that breath. You don't have to walk this path alone. Together, step by step, we lay down the unseen burdens and return to the freedom we've always had. In our next video, we'll explore a quiet illness of the modern mind, overthinking. How do we step out of the endless what-if loop? How do we let the mind truly rest, even when life stays busy? Don't miss it. It may be the next step toward a lighter, clearer life.